Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. Donald Trump is a genius. I mean, he's a remarkable leader. He's a great businessman. But actually, we are finding out more and more every single day that he is a political genius, not just for his nation, but for the world. And if you don't think that he's a genius quite yet, you will by the end of this video, especially if you're a Democrat. Whether you like what he accomplished or hate it, you will not be able to deny the fact that his genius plan is working. It is one leader against the leaders of the world, and he is winning. And no, I'm not talking about tariffs. As soon as you're in, ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a quick comment. Where are you tuning in from? We're getting right into this. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take us back down memory lane, and then we're gonna go through it and get to what happened this morning. So first, I'm gonna take you here. This is Trump's first presidency. First time he was in office, 2017. Donald Trump is invited to the World Economic Forum. And, well, as you remember, Klaus Schwab. By the way, I do have to say, tariffs have a little bit to do with this. Trump placed tariffs on the whole world. What was it? 4 days ago? 3 days ago, Klaus Schwab resigned from the World Economic Forum. The globalist himself that was using the World Economic Forum to, put the whole world into captivity, resigned because of Trump. So let's watch this clip. This is from 2017.
Of national social contacts, and at the same time strengthening our multilateral system to address critical issues such as trade.
So he's talking about globalism. He's talking about all this garbage.
So your strong leadership is open to
He's talking about a one world economy.
Interpretations.
Trump's about to respond.
Therefore, it is so essential for us in the room to listen directly to you.
I'm here today to represent the interests of the American people. The world is witnessing the resurgence of a strong and prosperous America. I'm here to deliver a simple message. There has never been a better time to hire, to build, to invest, and to grow in the United States.
Boom.
Regulation is stealth taxation. The U.S., like many other countries, unelected bureaucrats. I mean, we have, believe me, we have them all over the planet.
So he's standing in front of the World Economic Forum. Unelected billionaires who run the world, and he's telling them, unelected bureaucrats do not have the right to run the world. Ladies and gentlemen, you will not regret sticking with me for a couple more minutes. So this is back in 2017, Trump declaring war against globalism.
And they've imposed crushing and anti-business and anti-worker regulations on our citizens with no vote, no legislative debate, and no real accountability. In America, those days are over. As president of the United States, I will always protect the interests of our country, our companies, and our workers. We are lifting self-imposed restrictions on energy production to provide affordable power to our citizens and businesses and to promote energy security for our friends all around the world. No country should be held hostage to a single provider of energy. America is roaring back, and now is the time to invest in the future of America.
So that's just one of the clips, right? Then Donald Trump, said this.
We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism. The nation state remains the true foundation for happiness and harmony.
So this was also back in 2017, 2018. Here's Trump standing in front of the United Nations, declaring war against globalism there as well. Listen to this.
The truth is plain to see. If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first.
And listen to this.
The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots.
Okay, great. So what happened today? So think about this. 2017, 2018. By the way, if you're in, smash that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it. It takes just a second. So Donald Trump in 2017, 18, and 19 stands in front of the American press, the World Economic Forum, and the United Nations. These are the three hands of globalism. The media, World Economic Forum is the business side of it. That's where they taxation, right, through inflation, and they tariff us, but we can't tariff them. And then the United Nations, they make laws that are globalist. Trump declares war on globalism. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, the biggest thing since the fall of the Berlin Wall is going to be happening in Europe. Tomorrow, UK Starmer is going to be declaring that, quote, globalization is over. Why? Because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding. Here we go. This is massive. UK's Starmer to declare, quote, globalization is over in a stunning reversal. British Prime Minister plans to acknowledge that Trump's tariff logic, despite disagreeing with his method, a top Downing Street official admitted, quote, Trump has done something that we don't agree with, but there's a reason why people are behind him on this. Starmer's Monday speech will argue that globalization has failed working people while seeking a different path than trade wars. This remarkable shift from British Labour government signals how dramatically Trump has reshaped international economic thinking. You want to know why this is important, ladies and gentlemen? Because the UK is one of the, we have United States as a major power, Russia, China, and the UK. The UK is the influence of Europe and Western Asia. The UK is how UK goes, Europe goes. How the UK goes, the UN goes. After the United States, the UK is the most powerful nation within the United Nations Assembly. Remember, when their prime minister comes out and says globalism is dead, ladies and gentlemen, what Trump is doing is correct. Trump started to dismantle the globalist elite, to dismantle their agenda, and free people from a satanic, devil-worshipping cabal that is the one world government, that is the World Economic Forum, that is the World Health Organization, and now it's working. This is now open source information. Tomorrow, the leader of the UK, their prime minister, who is also the leader of Europe, is going to say globalization has failed. And guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be calling Trump and saying, hey, we're ready for fair trade. Because they told us, well, there's free and fair trade. No, free for you and fair for you. For the United States, screw you. That's what you guys have been doing. But let's continue. And I believe it has to do something big with when Starmer came to the White House. What was it, about 3-4 weeks ago? And, met with Trump, because the UK avoided, the tariffs pretty much altogether. They got the best deal in the world. And I think Trump played his cards right with them. He understands their influence and their power in that part of the world. So I think he told them, look, we're going to give you a little 10% slap on of these little tariffs, but you work with us. You go and you work with us. You stand on the stage and you tell them. So UK, this came out earlier. When was this? Why am I not seeing the date? Okay, UK avoids worst of Trump's tariffs, but warns of trade war danger. Trump hit British goods with 10% tax, less than other countries like the EU, which faces 20%. So all European Union nations got a 20% tariff. The UK was spared harsher penalties due to its balanced trade with the US. Prime Minister Keir Starmer says, quote, "We are working hard on an economic deal, which we've made rapid progress on, and I hope we can make really speedy resolutions. Nobody wants to see a trade war, but I have to act in the national interest, and that means all options have to remain on the table." BBC sources, this was, why am I not seeing a date? Let me go in. Okay, that was April 3rd. And as of last night and this morning, globalism's dead. So tomorrow on Monday, well, we're going to be sleeping because they're about 12 hours ahead of us. He's going to hold a press conference, and the whole world knows he's going to be holding this press conference. It's not a secret. And he's going to declare that globalization of the world economy is gone. It's over. It doesn't work any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, we've won. The MAGA agenda, the America First agenda has won. And it has won hugely. It has won. Let me see if this. We've been fighting for this, right? We've been fighting. We've been wanting a more fair trade deals. We've been fighting for America's economic prosperity, a balanced trade deals. We finally got it. Why? Number one, prayers. That is the most important thing. Number two, because we have a president with a backbone that is ready to stand there and take on the globalists and take on their crazy regimes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is historic. This is actually historic. Whew, ladies and gentlemen, I am in a good mood after I read all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, that being said, I appreciate you. Before I let you go, do you suffer with headaches? Do you feel drowsy throughout the day? Do you have sleepless nights? If you're drowsy during the day, if you have headaches and you have a hard time sleeping, I'm going to give a big shout out to C60evo.com. Now, I started working with them recently because I tried their products and I loved them. There's a link down below in the description so you can save a bunch of money. This is what I use. The C60 Evo olive oil, you can get it in capsules or olive oil. I take a spoonful in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, headaches gone. Energy throughout the day and sleep like a baby. I got some of this stuff for my in-laws, for my parents, for my wife. If you suffer with, drowsiness, you got no energy throughout the day, but then you can't sleep at night. If you got headaches, do this. I mean, this is olive oil with C60 Evo extract. It's pretty much like a detox cleanser. It's great. I love this stuff. You support the channel, you save a bunch of money, and you feel great. You can't beat that. Link is down below in the description. God bless you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day. See you soon.